Hello, steer tripping fans. Jason Williamson here. It's Sunday, June 29th, 2025. Headed home from Douglas, Wyoming. Just spent the last 2 days recording. Scott Snedecor put on a steer tripping school there in Douglas, south of Douglas at Scott Ranches. Let me say, that facility was very, very nice. It was indoors. The building was insulated. They had some kind of, it's all covered in metal inside that building, from the ground all the way up to the ceiling. On all the walls, the ceiling, everything, but coming down so far from the ceiling on all the walls, it's another piece of metal, but it looks like metal screen, like for a screen door, and that helps with the acoustics. We got to looking at that today, right before we took a break for lunch. Scott and I noticed it first, and then I asked, I forget who I asked about it, but anyway, that screen metal helps for acoustics, so you don't get all the vibration and the echo in there. So that was really cool. So going forward, for anybody that's going to build an indoor arena or indoor kind of shop or whatever, that style of metal for the acoustics, A+. Whoever thought of that, sheer genius. Anyway, we had it out there at Scott Ranches. Nice and cool in that building yesterday. It was hot, but we were inside a nice, cool building. Didn't have the AC on. So anyway, a lot of information was given out the last 2 days. So I'm going to do some editing and get that video available. The full length version. Pretty much there'll be some editing with it, but I'm going to give that version to all of the contestants. There were 14 guys there. Most of them I didn't know. A couple of them I did know. Seemed like most of them knew who I was, so appreciate that. Always appreciate my fans following me on YouTube, social media. So anyway, there was 14 trippers there. They'll get the full-length version, the version that Scott wants to sell. I'll break it down into chapters, roping the dummy, groundwork, as in tying, and then logging the horse. That's a lot of useful information there from Scott. He's one of the great horsemen in the sport, in the event of steer tripping. I mean, he gets those horses where they need to be even before he starts tripping a steer on them. So anyway, and then they did breakaway roping, just to get used to being in position, and then trip live cattle. And I think, one of the most amazing things for me, several things. I mean, I learned something new every day, but I did not know that Scott Snedecor, he didn't even know what steer tripping was until he was 19 years old and went off to college, and he was college rodeoing. I mean, he calf roped and team roped, and that's what he was doing on the collegiate level. But he was 19 years old before he ever saw a steer tripping run, and the rest is history. I mean, the guy's got 4 world titles in it. I mean, there's not enough time in the next 6 months to read off all that guy's accolades. So anyway, Scott didn't start tripping until he was 19 years old. So I learned that. Where was I headed with that train of thought? I apologize. Anyway, if I remember what I was going to say, I'll come back to it. But yeah, Scott was 19 years old when he started tripping. So it was a great school. From everything that I heard from the guys, that the students, I mean, they loved it. The cattle were great. Couldn't have asked for a better school. I mean, I've been to several Jake Barnes and Clay O'Brien Cooper Team Ropin schools, and that, for me, that seems like that was another lifetime. That was back in the late 90s. So Scott does really well. He's a great teacher. So yeah, on the version that Scott wants to put out for sale, gonna edit that and shorten it and really stress the high points and everything else. But I've got some other things I'd like to add to it as a surprise. I think everybody will like the surprises that I'm going to put in there. That's all I'm going to say. But it was a great school. Moving forward, I think what I'm going to do is go video these tripping schools, and at least make that video available to the students. As for instructional videos, I'm going to get with these guys and just basically do an instructional video about steer roping, and just come at it like say for somebody that knows absolutely nothing about steer roping. You know, let's say they've been on horses, they calf rope, team rope, whatever. You know, from how to tie the knot. You know, you put your rope horn on there, your rope knot. I mean, tie that knot. Everything, gear, bits. You know, saddles, whatever. You know, and then mic them up while they make runs. You know, and they can talk. And then, you know, we can analyze their, you know, they can analyze their runs afterwards, groundwork. So, get instructional videos out there where it's just whoever, you know, the steer tripper is, you know, and a camera crew, and basically me. But like I said, continue to go to these schools and video them, you know, at least for the students. And, you know, because that's just great input, you know, they can keep referring back to that. Scott wants to, the one that, the video of this school that Scott wants to sell, he wants to sell it for $75. As many of you know, there are basically no instructional steer roping DVDs out there. I mean, videos, I should say. I apologize. Anyway, so he wants to offer it for $75. Well worth it for the information in there. Like I said, get a hold of me, and I can get you the info to where we can get you your own copy of this 2-day tripping school, and then we'll go from there. I just, you know, basically Venmo me the money or whatever, and you know, once it's paid for, obviously I'll send you the school. So if anybody's got any questions, comments, please leave comments. One of the trippers there, Tom, from Montana, he's competed in the Montana circuit. Anyway, heck of a nice guy, old Tom. Anyway, talking to him yesterday, and he said one of the best things that he liked about my videos, you know, that I record from the steer roping, is that I just don't hit the button and not say anything. He's like, you know, even though a guy might be doing good all day long, you're still hopeful that he's going to finish on a strong note. You got positive things to say. He's like, you seem to know, you know, who most of the ropers are. You can talk about this, that, analyticals, what they've done, recently in the past. So I appreciate people giving me that kind of feedback, because that's what I want to offer once the website's up and we're recording live. I want to do analyticals, the whole 9 yards. And I do not know everything about rodeo. I do not know everything about steer roping. So I'm always willing to learn something new. Now, I do know quite a bit. And for that, I am blessed. I am grateful for that knowledge, because it really helps. I try to give you, the viewers, exactly what I would want if I was watching the video. So that's what I like to do. Who's up next, what their time was, a little bit of history, maybe how they did at the last steer trip, and all that. That's what I would like to hear if I was watching that video. And so that's what I want to give to you folks. Jamie Rocklett's, old Ryan Rocklett's wife, tells people all the time that I'm the biggest fan of steer roping, and I've never tripped a steer a day in my life. Don't have any immediate family that's ever done it, so yeah, I just love the event. I get excited about it. So anyway, I'm going to get that video put together here in the next week. Get it out there for y'all. I would appreciate it. Scott would appreciate it very much. If y'all purchase the video, a lot of information. Even if you don't steer rope, still a lot of good information in there, and it's enjoyable. So let's see, just schedule-wise, a week from tomorrow. So let's see, 4th of July is this coming Friday. So 5th, 6th. So on the Monday, the 7th of July, at 6 o'clock, Monday night in Sheridan, they do a 2-head slack, and then Tuesday morning at 8, starting at 8 o'clock, it's a 1-head, 1-head slack. And then that following Sunday on the 13th, the team roping slack at Cheyenne Frontier Days, which is always the day after the 2-head tripping slack. So normally the 2-head tripping slack's on a Saturday, team roping's on Sunday. The team roping slack for Cheyenne, just because of the steer situation, has been moved up to a week from today. So next week, July 6th, is the team roping slack at Cheyenne. And then that following Sunday on the 13th is the 2-head tripping slack at Cheyenne Frontier Days. And then that very next week, 2 days later, the 15th through the 17th of July, is the circuit finals for steer roping in Torrington. And that's also going to be the same week as the circuit finals down in Colorado Springs for all the other events. So, a person could, go to Colorado Springs, go up to Torrington, just a couple hour drive, lots of pretty country. So anyway, the circuit finals is going to be the 15th through the 17th. From what I'm hearing, they are going to permanently move Torrington until the middle of July. I think they want to do it to where it coincides with the circuit finals down there in Colorado Springs. And I just learned, I don't know why I didn't hear this, but I was talking to Ryan Rocklett's Thursday evenings a couple days ago, and he informed me that Pendleton just announced that starting this year they are adding $75,000, not $7,500, but $75,000 to each event. Now, Pendleton's basically at the end of the season, so that's going to affect all the events for sure and for certain. The event that is going to impact the most is single steer tripping, the steer tripping event. So they're adding $75,000 to every event at Pendleton starting this year. So $75,000 added money to the steer tripping at Pendleton, and then like a week and a half later, it's going to be the Governor's Cup in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and whoever wins the trip in there, that's $25,000. So there is going to be, in the future, there is going to be the huge potential that the world standings, in every event, especially in the steer tripping, they are going to see some big changes. And it's exciting. I am excited for the steer ropers most of all because they deserve it. I'm excited for you all, the fans. I mean, yeah, every tripping's important. The whole season's important. But basically the last two trippings of the year, 75,000 added at Pendleton, and then 25K, and you still got, I think they pay, 4 holes? And so, the lower holes, I mean, there's still a good chunk of change, even if a guy doesn't win first, and, he might be close to cracking that top 15, and, so, yeah, first place all the way down to the last hole. I mean, there's a lot of money involved at the Governor's Cup. There'll be a lot of money involved in Pendleton. So, I mean, it's an exciting year. I mean, I get that we basically got 3 months left in the calendar year, the rodeo season. And, I mean, it's just getting, exciting. It's just getting warmed up. So, anyway, on Monday the 7th, the week from tomorrow, it's the two-head slack, Monday evening in Sheridan, and then they'll have one more head Tuesday morning. The steer opens part of the rodeo performance in Sheridan, and then that next Sunday on the 13th is the two-head slack at Cheyenne Frontier Days, the daddy of them all. And then that very next week, the 15th through the 17th, is Torrington, Wyoming. So, yeah, we're going to find out who the 4 of the 8 steer ropers are in just a couple of weeks. Who 4 of them are going to be that automatically qualify for the Governor's Cup if they make the final 4. It doesn't matter how they do at Torrington. All you got to do is make the final 4 at Torrington, and you've written your ticket to be at the Governor's Cup. So we're going to find out here in a few weeks who the first 4 guys are going to be that qualify for the Governor's Cup. And then we got to wait till the end of the 17 tripping series, find out who the other 8 guys are going to be. So, I mean, we're just getting warmed up, folks. I mean, a lot of excitement. I've got a feeling that we're about to cross the hurdle that we're at right now with the video rights. A lot of positive feedback from the steer trippers at the school with what we'd like to do moving forward in the future. They all like it. It's long overdue for the steer ropers. And I am blessed that I get to, a lot of these guys are my heroes. First and foremost, they're my friends. And, I'm excited for my friends, the steer trippers. I'm excited for them going forward. So, yeah, I just can't say enough how blessed I am that I get to do this. And I appreciate y'all's support. Please leave comments. Tell me something that you would like to see in the future, and we can definitely make that happen. Or, I mean, if we can't, we'll do our best to make it happen, but I don't think there's anything that anybody can think of that we can't make happen. So, anyway, let me know on the video. Send me your info. We'll get that taken care of. I should have that video available here in about a week or so. But a lot of informative stuff. It's gonna be a great informative video for guys that are steer roping, maybe guys that want to steer rope, or people that used to steer rope, or for people that probably never steer rope. I mean, it's gonna be great watching. So Scott, would greatly appreciate your support on it. I can't say enough good things about Scott. Hell of a great guy, hell of a nice guy. He's a family man. I mean, he just bent over backwards to help a fella out. So I'm glad that I was able to go over and record this school for him. Like I said, in the future, go to a roping school. Sign up for a steer tripping school. Schools are the best thing, for a person, at any level. Sign up for a school. Like I said, moving forward, these guys are gonna, the more they put on steer tripping schools, I'd like to go there and get it all videoed, at least for the contestants. So I make that available to them. And then, like I said, get some instructional videos out where it's just the instructor himself and me there, asking questions, covering everything that a person could possibly want to know. And there's a lot of great information, even though you may not be a steer roper. I mean, Scott's got 4 world titles, so his mental game, it's applicable to anything in life, and I tell people that all the time. I mean, a lot of the mindset that they have, all these guys that are world champions, all these guys that can excel and compete at a level they do. It doesn't matter what the sport event is. It doesn't matter, whatever. It's applicable to so many things in life. And, and those guys, they're all just like us, They are, the beginning of their career, they do anything that we did, but, they moved past it, they've advanced in their roping, they've advanced in how they look at things, their mental game. I mean, the mental game is huge in anything in life. So, what's the old saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right or whatever. I don't know. I butchered that saying, but hopefully y'all know where I'm going with that. So anyway, I'll get that video out there available for purchase. Contact me, and so you can buy it, and we'll just go from there. So as always, if anybody, please leave comments. Tom telling me yesterday that he liked, that I just don't hit record at the trip-ins, do some analyticals and some backstories, and I definitely want to get a lot better with that, so got to work on my memory. Take some Giga Galopa or whatever they call it, So I've got a pretty good memory, but get all that stuff available. Whatever I'd like to see, if I were to watch a steer tripping, stats, backstories, whatever's going on, that's what I want to hear, and that's what y'all want to hear and get. And so that's what I want to do. So I want to be basically the ultimate steer roping fan and give all of y'all everything that I just, that I want, from information, stats, and whatever. Anyway, like I said, it was a great last, yesterday and today. Just a great steer tripping school. Very, very, very nice facilities. Thank you to all of those people that got that facility rounded up. They had lunch available the last 2 days. It was just awesome. So, like I said, either get a hold of me, get a hold of Scott, and say, hey, I'd like to come to a school. When you going to do the next one? Or, one of these other guys. I'm sure we can figure it out and make one happen. So, anyway, stay tuned. My one big hurdle, I'm hoping that we're close to just being done with that. And then after that, there's no more worries about any of that stuff. So, I appreciate y'all staying tuned, subscribing. I apologize that I had to pull all those videos down. I've got them stored. So, the minute I get the website up and rolling, they'll be available on there again. They haven't disappeared forever. So I appreciate people coming up, introducing themselves to me, talking to me. I love the feedback. Always want to try and do better and better and better and better. I don't want to rest on my laurels, with any of this stuff. If it helps me do a better job for y'all, from the commentary to the analyticals to the video work, whatever it is, I'm up for it. All these students, they're just like, man, it's so nice, 'cause, I'm on this video. I can just go back and watch it over and over and over, and it's never been available. People get, somebody, to record their run or whatever, but where you can see the entire steer trip and they're like, man, I can watch this guy or this guy. I had one student tell me, the Trevor videos that I have up that are less than 90 seconds, the last 20 steers that Trevor ever ran in Mulvane at the steer trip in NFR, from 10 from 2019 and 10 runs from 2020 in Mulvane there. He's like, I watched those over and over and over. And I appreciate that. I appreciate people telling me that. I'm glad that they view it because, there's, I don't need to say a lot about Trevor. His records, everything speaks for him. All these other guys that are at that level, I can't, I'm just glad that the videos are available for, you fans, you steer ropers to analyze, break down. So, anyway, I didn't mean to talk so long. Like I said, I'm just headed home from Douglas, Wyoming. But, get in touch with me about that video. And when you get your copy, enjoy watching it. So, anyway, I'm continue the drive home, and I'll do another update here probably about the middle of the week. So, stay tuned, folks. Once again, I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks. Bye-bye.